Well, I think the president is channeling a frustration that many Americans around the country have, both of a Congress that is not capable of legislating, of getting tax reform done, of getting Obamacare done, and a Republican establishment that has often been out of touch with the real anxieties that people face, let they be economic anxieties or a feeling that in Washington, D.C., that they don't have voice. And I think that's what the president is frustrated by, that's what he's articulating by, and we need to figure out as a party, how do we come together, how do we accept that this is a president who made a more correct diagnosis of where the country is than any of the establishment Republicans who typically run the party or run for president. How do we come alongside that diagnosis? How do we tie it to principle and come forward with an agenda that unifies the party? That's the act that we need to be involved in right now, and it's a frustrating process, and it's not going as well as it needs to be.
He was also more accurate than a lot of the pollsters and other wielders of big data who are supposed to have the answers to everything in advance. All right, let's turn to the Democrats now. Senator Dianne Feinstein, the 84-year-old Democrat from California who is the Senate's oldest member, announced this week she will seek re-election for a 5th full term, which, if served in full, would take Ms. Feinstein past her 92nd birthday. Not long after her announcement, published reports indicated a likely primary challenge from this man, Kevin De Leon, leader of California's state Senate. Mr. De Leon represents the Los Angeles area, is 50 years old, has close to a decade of experience in state politics, and is Latino. Marie Harf,
yes.
As a Democrat, is it healthy for the party to have leaders like Nancy Pelosi and Steny Hoyer and Dianne Feinstein, all of whom are in their late 70s, even their mid-80s, for a party that places such a premium on progressivism and novelty and youth?
Well, I don't think age is the question, right? I think that any party that loses...
That is my question.
Well, I'm saying it shouldn't be the question.
All right.
Any party that loses like we lost in 2016 should do soul searching. I think that's natural, right? It always happens. What's been interesting is that the Republican Party who won has this really serious level of infighting too. That actually I've been a little surprised about. So yes, I think the Democratic Party needs new leaders. We need a message that makes clear to middle-class voters around the country why I believe and we believe our policies are best for them. But look, if the Republican Party is going to spend its time and its money primary challenging a bunch of Republican senators instead of putting that money in the 10 Democratic Senate races where there are states where Donald Trump won in 2016 and we have vulnerable senators, I'm not sure this is going to be a win for the Republicans. Sure, we have problems on the Democratic side, but speaking to what we were just talking about, the Republican Party has its own problems. In 2018, at this point, could really go either way.
I appreciate the attempt to concern troll the Republican Party in response to a question about the Democrats.
Concern troll?
It is now.
I like it.
I think it's interesting. So I don't think a debate is actually an unhealthy thing. It's only liberals on college campuses who are afraid of a debate about things.
The college
it's
campus
interesting,
liberals.
actually, if we want to talk about the Democrat Party, that Dianne Feinstein, who is a fierce opponent of the Second Amendment and has been fiercely against free speech on college campuses, is insufficiently liberal for the hashtag left that's taking over.
I don't think it's insufficiently liberal.
Let me jump in here just to ask Carl.